So it's Saturday, and today I'm going to head to Arran to Loch Ranza and do a wee bit of hill walking and test out the new MSR Elixir 2 tent. I'm going to try and get there on electric power, so we'll see how it goes. Should have just enough range to get to Ardrossan and back, given the good weather, and without using a charger. Oh well, made it with 15 minutes to spare, so just going to head on board now. Well, I've arrived at Loch Ranza and the tent is up for the first time ever. It's very comfortable for one person because it's really quite a roomy two-person. So I'm just putting on a wee cup of tea, and then I'm going to go for a wander to Laggan Cottage. It's quite windy outside and dry, no sun unfortunately. The tent does seem very stable because of the two poles and the crossing pole at the top. But I've only been here 10 minutes, so who knows, we'll see how it goes. Just getting a wee brew on. Now the tent is up. Took a wee while to get here, but it's a nice wee setting. So anyway, we'll get some lunch down, mate, and then that'll get me the energy to go for a nice walk. Just while I'm waiting on this tea to brew, I'll just show you a quick interior shot. I quite like these big storage pockets at either end in the venting, which has got a little prop just to allow air to come through. And the inner is a mixture of solid and open midgie mesh, which gives a kind of nice compromise of privacy and venting, and hopefully makes it quite useful for 3 seasons. You can see the door there. This is me lying in here. I've got one mat, plenty of room for the other mat. I've filled it full of junk, including the rucksack at the moment, jacket, sleeping bag, etc. And you've got 2 vestibules at either side, so if there's 2 of you, you can exit in the middle of the night or pack your gear in on either side for preference. So it looks pretty good. So I've decided to go for a wee walk up to Laggan Cottage on the north coast, and then when you leave from here you can actually cut straight through the golf course, as you can see, which was quite handy. So we're on the track proper now. It says about 3 miles to Laggan Cottage and 4.5 miles to Cock of Arran. But Laggan Cottage I think I'll do today, and a wee repeat back over the hill. Well, that conjures up some interesting images. About 5 minutes higher and you get a nice wee view of the distillery and up into the mountains of Arran. Well, it's a bit blowy up here, but there's a clear path and a nice wee sign telling me where to go. So I'm just going to branch left up the hill here somewhere and head over the moor. This is a nice wee section. It'd be great on a mountain bike actually. I'll maybe have to come back here at some point and try it, riding it all the way to the cottage by bike. It goes away up to your right and over the col there. Just about, probably at one of the highest points I think. Swing around, you maybe see the hills behind me and the path coming up, and it's just about to head over the top of the moor and down into Laggan Cottage. So hopefully about another 1.5 miles to go. So we're over the hill in more ways than one, some might say, and that's you looking towards Rossi and down towards Laggan Cottage somewhere down there, and that would be a tremendous view on a good day. As it is, it's actually pretty nice, but foreboding and very grey, very threatening. Hopefully you can hear this above the noise of the wind, but I'm well on the descent, and there is Laggan Cottage, just below me, point about there on your screen, and looking over to Butte, the island of Butte, and then south west to the Mull of Kintyre. Oh, damn it, there's something in, would you believe it? come out of that howling wind and it's almost peaceful. And over to the left of the cottage is a wee seal, I don't know if you can see it. Try to zoom in here, but his wee head's popping up and he's having a good look around and a sniff. Oh well, finally got there. I think it might be open, a couple of people have told me, so I'm going for a wee look and see how it is. Well, it's not changed much. Still a bit of a coop, but look at it. Apparently I was told that over this year somebody was meant to be staying here, or a couple I think, as some sort of caretakers. And it does show signs of having been cleaned up slightly, but as bothies go, it's still a wee bit manky. Well, there's a lot of fresh wood chopped. I don't know if you can see this in the camera. On here. And then if you have a wee look around it, this is definitely tidier than it was. So yeah, it does look like it's probably been occupied. Well, I have to say, I don't fancy the bed much. I think I'll stick to my tent. I think my friend the seal can smell lunch, because he's just out there having a wee sniff about. Don't know if you can see that, hopefully on the big screen you will. But he's been hovering about the same place for the last 15 minutes. Now heading southwest back along the Arran Coastal Way towards Laggan, and there's all these wee signs of the old milling operations that used to go on here, this old millstone being one of them. And I'm going to carry on straight ahead here to some of the mill works further ahead and round that headland. Should be probably about another hour and a half before I get back to Laggan. It's drizzling, it's not so windy down here, and it's a lot warmer, so all in all it's okay. Every so often you come across random objects in this trip. This one being Thor's hammer, or mini Thor's hammer. Just it was detouring me along the beach here. The sign took me along the shore, and then this cairn looks like a rejoin the actual grass just ahead. Time for a wee breather, I think. Wee drink. The weather's improved very slightly actually. See the boat out here hasn't chucked around so much. Probably about 3:30. So I've just come over one of the rockiest bits, more technical pieces, but the good news is that's Laggan Cottage, I think it's called, ahead, which means I'm only about a mile or so from Laggan. So it's been quite straightforward and the rain has died down. Well, I've reached Laggan about 4:45, so gone full circle. I'm looking forward to a nice brew in the tent. Features you see in Laggan all the time is the wild deer, just lying about here and there and everywhere. Nice couple of stags in there by the golf course. As they'll come and raid my tent later on. Sometimes they get a wee bit closer than you expect. Don't fancy getting on the wrong side of those. So I've made it back in time. Tea's on. As you can probably hear, the rain is coming down now again. But comfortable. It's a nice wee 4-hour jaunt. It's nice to get back to the tent and just chill out because I'm pretty knackered. We'll get some food down us shortly. Time is 5:20. What I've tried to do is put it end into wind because it's quite gusty outside. There's a wee bit of flexing, and although it feels quite solid and actually gives you quite a good sense of security, you can probably hear the wind now, it's howling out there a wee bit. The side walls here, you know, the vestibules, are relatively large and pretty much unsupported apart from guy points at the very top, so they tend to flex in and just flick, you'll see it there, coming in a wee bit in the gusts. But the frame of the tent itself seems fairly solid. It maybe only moves about an inch. We'll see how the night goes. One wee slight niggle I have noticed is that this toggle here is wicking water in the rain and wind. It's minor and it's not a major problem because it's actually dripping onto the waterproof part of the tray ground sheet. Whether that's positioned by design or by luck, I don't know, but anyway, I'll get that sealed, even though the fly sheet I think is polyurethane and taped. It will need sorted. This is a very good feature. They have the door overhangs the inner door, so there's no chance of the rain coming in, and they also build a rain channel into the zip. So it's been pouring it down for hours, it's blowing a hoolie, and I'm quite happily able to cook out here. I'll leave the stove there. Well, some of the other folk are kind of cooped up in their tents. I've had the door open. There's a couple of bike packers next door with a laser comp and a Zephyros 1, and they're basically batting down the hatches, but I'm quite comfortable here leaving this door wide open, so it's quite a nice feature. So I've been to the Lochranza Hotel for a wee nightcap and just heading back along past the youth hostel in the twilight back to the tent. So that's another wee successful 24 hours in Arran. Even in bad weather, it's not a bad place at all. Well, it's Sunday morning and it was a windy and wet night, a typical Scottish summer. But the tent has been good. It flexes a wee bit. There's been some fairly hefty gusts and some strong squalls. But yeah, I'm glad I was in this MSR. It's a very comfortable base camp tent. 2.4 kilos, so a wee bit heavy for me to carry on my own. But pretty luxurious, as you can see, for one. So yeah, a good night's sleep despite the wild and windy weather, as you can probably hear as another gust rolls in.